Okay, guys, so here we are recording. Welcome to the Freedom Team Tuesday night call. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Dusty Duncan, and I'm a Sapphire Ambassador on the Freedom Team. Honored to get to host this call tonight. We have a few reminders for you. As a reminder, January 31st, convention registration, that was the last day for right now to get registered. But don't worry, this is not your last chance to get registered for a convention, because on March 1st, they will open registration again for 1,000 seats to be sold. So I would be sitting ready and waiting for any of you that have not registered yet for convention or have team members that have not yet registered. I would be sitting on pins and needles for March 1st to get that ticket purchased, because they will close it back down after 1,000 tickets are sold. And then they will open it back up April 1st with another 1,000 tickets. And after that, guys, it will be the last 500 tickets will go into a lottery for new ambassadors that sign up, and the company will be reaching out to those people for those 500 seats that will be left. So what does that mean? It means there is only 2,000 seats left for convention tickets. So get that in your mind, get into planting that into your ambassadors that have not yet registered to be on the ball come March 1st. So tonight we have a very special guest. Her name is Diana. And she has been taking the Plexus products for a couple years now. And Diana is going to share her journey. She was over 600 pounds, and I'll let her tell you how much she fully weighed. And I'm going to let her tell you just what she weighs now in her story, because this is quite a huge testimony. I want you to see what can happen when you add these Plexus products into your lifestyle. So, Diana, I think I have you unmuted. If you want to go ahead
I think so.
There you are.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Oh gosh, there's a lot of people on here. Well, I started talking to a girl named Tammy in 2012. I found out. I didn't even remember that. She was a Plexus ambassador. And I let it go till October 2014. I went to a pulmonologist, and I was 693 pounds exactly. And they told my husband and my mom they expected me to go on a respirator and never come off. And so I decided I needed to do something. Well, I went to a bariatric surgeon, of course, and he told me that I had to lose I had to lose at least 90 pounds to even have the surgery, and I had 3 months to do it in. So I got with this woman named Tammy, and she started giving me Plexus. And I started taking Plexus 2 to 3 times a day, and I lost 93 pounds for surgery. Was it, Jim? 93 pounds for surgery by December 29th, 2014. I had the surgery, but within 6 months, my appetite came back, my cravings came back, and I learned the hard way, unless you change your lifestyle, there's no quick fix. So I continued taking the Plexus 2 to 3 times a day, and let me tell you, Tammy just asked me the other day, where did you get your Plexus from? Well, I babysat for Plexus. I baked for Plexus. I crocheted hats for Plexus. I bought it off of Craigslist. I bought it off of Facebook. There's no shortage of women who are willing to give you their Plexus. And I have lost 400 and I don't even know how many pounds. I weigh 191 pounds now, and in October I joined Plexus and started buying from myself. And I go to the obesity support groups, and the amount of weight I've lost in 2 years is extreme, even for gastric bypass. And the only thing I do differently is I drink Plexus and a lot of water. And I hate plain water, which is why, I love the Plexus. But It took me out of a hospital bed. I was in a 20-inch hospital bed with an air loss system mattress, a power chair, on oxygen full time, 3 liters. I was taking insulin twice a day, Novolog and Lantus, and I had constrictive and obstructive lung disease. I hadn't driven in over 3 years because I couldn't fit behind the wheel of a car. I never left my house. That's why I got so good at crocheting and baking. I never left the house. I could do that from the power chair. And today, I'm not on Social Security. I'm not on any benefits. I don't have diabetes anymore. I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have sleep apnea. I work 50 to 60 hours a week as a full-time security guard for JP Morgan. I run a plexus business, and I own my own business online called Gifts by Dee Dee. And I homeschool a 16-year-old boy. That's my life.
And what did your life kind of look pre-plexus? What did it look like before you started using the products and having your surgery?
I was depressed. I didn't have a life. You ever watch that show, My 600-Pound Life? Well, I bawl through it every week that it's on because that was my life. I couldn't even put shoes on. Plexus gave me my life. I don't credit the surgery because it failed. Out of the statistics for that surgery, within the first 5 years, 30% die. 50% have to have revision surgery, and almost 90% have complications. I've had none of that, and I credit the lifestyle I've chosen through Plexus. I learned there is no quick fix. You have to change your life, and you have to have healthy habits, or you're going to die. We only have our bodies for a short time anyhow, so.
Right. So for those that are watching this, when you're talking about taking your Plexus, when you first started, you were only taking the Plexus Slim, right? The pink drink?
I only took the Plexus Slim until last month. I was afraid to take anything else. I just recently started on Edge, and as of Saturday, when I got my very first bottle of Bio 5 in the mail, I started on Bio 5 because I want that immune system booster. Until then, for little over 2 years now, I just drink the pink drink. I love the pink drink. I tell people, you know, a lot of people have a drug addiction. They go out searching for their drugs. I go searching for the pink drink. I found if you put an ad on Facebook or on a Sell Swap and say, I'm looking for Plexus Slim, please help me, I need it, you'd be amazed who answers. And a lot of times I didn't even have the money to pay for it. There is a lot of representatives out there with a really big heart, and if they know you're really trying to change your life, they'll give it to you. I've gotten a lot of Plexus free. Wouldn't you say? I'm asking my husband. He used to work for Polaris, and I'd make hats for the employees whose wives sold Plexus.
But now, isn't it neat that you're away from government assistance, like you said, that you were getting government benefits, and now you've lost all this weight, you have enough energy to get out, you've gotten yourself a job, you've gotten yourself off all these benefits, and now you're able to purchase your own products from yourself now.
Yeah, and this month I purchased so much of the products. This month my PV's gonna probably hit 300 or more. In fact, it'll be over 200 this week.
That's exciting.
I'm addicted to it, and I'm addicted to the healthy lifestyle. I want to share it with everybody. I want to help people like me most of all, because we're the ones that a lot of people, you know, when you're on Social Security or welfare, anything, you can't afford Plexus, and it's really sad because those are the people that probably need it the most. And that's what my heart goes out to. I'm just lucky I have a great support system. I have Elaine and Kara, who I see right there next to Tammy in the monitor. I want to scream to the world that Plexus can change your life, and it can. It changed mine.
So
and that's what makes me passionate about it.
Right. So when you first started taking plexus, what was the first things that you noticed about it?
It gave me energy. It gave me energy, and I felt better. Before I started drinking plexus, I was drinking a 12-pack of Mountain Dew a week or more, probably more. Yeah, my husband's saying that was more like 6-pack a day. So,
right.
I got energy. I felt better. Plexus, it curbed my appetite a little. It made me feel a little fuller. And for me, I was taking in over 4,000 calories a day. So, yeah, it didn't take much to change, how fast I lost the weight for the surgery.
Right, because you said that you lost over, a little over 90 pounds.
Over 90 pounds. Yeah. When I went in, I weighed 96 or 98 pounds, Jim? 96. I went in for surgery at 612.
Wow.
The day of surgery.
Right.
And I can send you pictures of the day of surgery.
Right.
I found them.
Right. We're going to put up some pictures, if that's okay with you, Diana. We'll put just a couple pictures in the team page, just so people can see how much your life has just drastically changed. They've heard, all the health issues that you've overcome, the poundage that you lost, because now it's 400 and some pounds that you've lost.
Yeah. In 2 years and 2 months.
Wow. That's incredible. That's a massive amount. If you think about that, that's 2 people, right, Diana?
More like 3.
Well, there you go. Yeah, right. And bless your heart, kudos for you for taking that step, because I can't even imagine what you felt like when you started.
I felt like I was going to die. I waited to die. I had given up. I was in my early 40s and my mid 40s, I gave up. And you have to get to a point where there's nowhere to go but up. And it's that one moment that God puts one person in your life that changes it. And for me, her name was Tammy Woodwick. Mm-hmm. And, just recently, a few days ago, I called her to thank her and to find out she was having trouble with her plexus business. And I got on the phone and shared my story with her, and she started crying. And then I got her on the phone with Tammy, as a matter of fact. And it was just what the doctor needed. We gave her back her passion. And I think that God puts people in your lives for one little moment, and he put her in my life. And then when I was ready to sell it, he put Elaine back in my life.
Right.
I just think, it's what it's supposed to be. This is where I'm supposed to be at this moment.
Right.
And I'm really nervous because I've never spoken to people before.
So what did your doctor say about you using plexus?
I actually have one of the most famous bariatric surgeons in the country, Michael Snyder. He's always on the show, The Doctors. And he actually invented the full bar in his garage, as a matter of fact. And he loves it. He thinks it's healthy for me. He thinks there's nothing wrong with it, and that it's probably aiding me in my journey, because he can't explain why I've had the extreme weight loss as well. Most of his patients have not had these results. In fact, some by 2 years are already gaining again. And that many of the surgeries fail. And when I go to the obesity support groups, they always want me to speak, because they're like, what have you done? And all I can say is my pink drink. And I always take my water bottle with me. I love my water bottles. And that's what I do. But he totally endorses it. Anything that's good for you and is going to keep you drinking, he's going to endorse it. And he's, and I trust him. Right. It's just like the original surgeon. He wasn't my original surgeon. My original surgeon was Dr. Smith in Park Rapids, Minnesota. And he didn't want me taking pills ever. You know, he wanted liquid this and crush that and fast melt that. And Dr. Snyder looked at me and goes, take your supplements through Plexus. You're fine. And that was all I needed, a license to take the edge. So that's what I did. But it was, you know, it wasn't the edge or the Bio5 or accelerator or any of that. Plexus Slim can cause you to lose weight, at least for me. And for my mother, I got my mother on Plexus and she lost 23 pounds her first month.
That's incredible.
Just by drinking Plexus. So I don't know how else to explain it to people, you know. You don't want to be the way you are. You want to be healthy. Drink that drink.
Right.
You know, your body needs so many ounces of water a day anyhow. Why not enjoy it and get the health benefits out of whatever's in that drink?
Right.
Because whatever's in it helped.
Right. And so, I mean, it just goes to show you that, like Diane, Plexus was her answer. She was looking for something, for heaven's sakes. You know, she tells you where she started out with her weight loss journey. She tells you she's at 191. Is that what you said? 191
I
pounds?
weigh 191. The city of Denver just weighed me recently for my physical.
Right.
Yeah, I passed the physical.
Right, she did. She sent me a picture of her card from her work, and it has her name, it has her weight, and everything on there to show just exactly where she is now. So that's quite impressive. From, you know, oxygen in her little scooter stuck at the house, you know, to working 50 hours a week, getting her life back, getting away from all those health issues that she talked about. I mean, seriously, this is incredibly life-changing. So there's a couple of questions there. It looks like Nikki probably answered them. How you said you drink 2 to 3 Slims a day, right?
Yes, I'm addicted to it. If I could afford to drink it more, I would. And I know that's probably bad, but it's my favorite drink. Right.
So to answer some questions for some of you that might not realize this, do you have to drink 2 to 3 a day to get massive weight loss? What I need to tell you is, somebody that has a lot of weight to lose, I have suggested to drink it twice a day. If you don't have a ton of weight to lose, just do just like the package says, and drink one. Whenever you drink your first Plexus Slim, y'all, you get 100% effectiveness from that one Plexus Slim. When you add a second pink drink in for your day, you're going to get another, you know, about 75% help, okay? It's not going to give you another 100% benefit, all right? It's going to give you about another 75%. Now, if you were to add a third one in there, you're going to get somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 to 50% additional help. So each one that you add in, it just it lessens it a little bit. So I don't want you to think if you drank 4 of them, you'd get 400% a day. But by drinking 1, you're going to get 100%. By drinking 2, another 75%. So she is definitely helping her body speed things up by drinking more than 1, but she also had quite a bit more weight to lose than everybody. I don't know if you can see this or not, Diana. It says, I love this, love the pink drink. Does making drinking water much easier because it tastes so good. I agree with that wholeheartedly, for sure.
Oh, I see it now. My mom lost 23 pounds from just drinking 1.
Wow.
And she has changed nothing else. She still has her candy addiction and everything else, but she started drinking Plexus in the morning, 30 minutes before her breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
And she lost 23 pounds. And it moved her enough. She signed up. She's one of my ambassadors now.
That's exciting. So
recently has over 100 TV a month.
Cool. So you said in the beginning that you were eating well over 4,000 calories a day. What do you think that calorie intake that you're taking now after adding the Slim and taking a different?
I do 800 to 1,200 calories a day. The Slim curbs my appetite. I don't know what it is in it, but I don't. If I drink it 30 minutes before I eat,
mm-hmm.
I've noticed I don't eat as much. It does curb my appetite. And I know it does. I'm not sure. Well, I don't know if it attests to that or not, but for me, it works that way.
Right.
For breakfast, I'll have, I'll drink my water, and then I'll have like a banana and a piece of dry toast. That's my breakfast.
Mm-hmm. What does lunch and dinner usually look like for you whenever you?
For lunch, I drink the protein shake. You know, I have to have 60 grams of protein a day.
Hmm.
So I'll drink the protein shake. And then for dinner, I always eat fish or chicken and vegetable. I have a good dinner.
Hmm. That's
And
good.
in between time, instead of eating my snacks, I drink my plexus because, well, that's basically what I want to do.
Right. Okay, because see, Dana was asking you, do you drink a plexus, a pink drink before each meal? So it just looks like you just do it in between.
Yeah. Yeah, because it has to be at least 30 minutes before my meal. You know, even if it wasn't plexus, because I have a pouch because of that surgery, I can't eat and drink at the same time.
Mhm.
But I just drink it. I'm not. I don't eat like I used to.
Mhm.
You'll find even without the surgery, if you eat less and are more active, your stomach shrinks and you eat less anyhow.
Right.
And if you eat slowly, you'll lose weight because you eat less anyhow. Um, the pink drink just helps me. And I can't help it that I fell in love with it. And to me, it tastes like a Jolly Rancher. So,
Right. I mean, obviously, we can see it definitely worked for you even before the surgery because you lost, 90 pounds in 3 months. I mean,
yeah,
that's massive. And what if
there is maybe 1 in a million cases of gastric bypass that have lost the weight I've lost in the time frame I've lost. It's rare. It's very, very, very rare. Even if you watch the show, it doesn't happen like that on the show. It takes forever because your appetite comes back.
Right.
Everybody thinks that surgery is a fix-all. It's not. Your lifestyle changes a fix-all, and Plexus gave me a new lifestyle.
Right.
Gave me the
Which is
change.
amazing. Just simply amazing. I mean, think about this, y'all. Everybody that's on the call and everybody that's watching this later. What if her friend Tammy hadn't shared Plexus with her? She would have never known what it was when she was ready to utilize it to change her life, and then keeping going with it, and then finding her other. Elaine is your ex-sister-in-law, right?
Yes. I
Right.
was married to her brother for over 20 years.
Right. And then coming across Elaine, who happened to be a Plexus ambassador, and did Elaine reach to you or did you reach to her?
She reached out to me. She asked me, she said, I'm become a Plexus ambassador. Have you ever heard of Plexus? And I'm like, oh my God, that's like my addiction. And she's like, huh? Is it safe for you to take? I said, oh yes. And then she started talking to me about it, and she talked me into joining and buying from myself instead of giving away my money to other people. And I signed, and she had to keep reminding me to sign, but I signed at like the midnight hour of her free shipping thing.
Isn't this exciting? So this kind of leads us into the next part of what I want to talk about. So Diana, we give you a huge thanks for jumping on here and sharing your story with us tonight. I know you've inspired so many people by just sharing, and I know it wasn't easy for you to do. So we are so grateful to you.
Well, I'm happy that I got to share because I want, I told you I want everybody to know so they can help their customers and their customers can help their friends, and I just want to spread it.
Right. I mean, who wouldn't with a testimony like that? Let me just tell you something, guys. Diana, she told me I didn't think anybody would really care to hear about my testimony. I want you to think about that, because I hear so many times people tell me that. I don't think people would really care to hear my testimony. Are you ecstatic that you heard Diana's testimony? I'm watching heads shake yes. So I know you are. But even if Diana would have got on here and said, I only lost, 90 pounds, only 90 pounds, wouldn't you have been inspired? But what if somebody got on here and said, I only lost 5 pounds, but my breathing's better. I have energy to chase my kids. My finances are improving. My immune system is through the roof. Isn't that, even though it's a smaller testimony, isn't that inspiring too? So just remember to tell your people, like Diana to share their stories. This is important that we share these. The other night I was on a team call with Diana and some of her upline when I realized what this testimony was. And I said, excuse me, how much weight did you just tell me you lost? I mean, I was flabbergasted that nobody had mentioned this to me or anybody else on the team for that matter, that we had Diana in this huge testimony. So tell your uplines, tell your sidelines. I don't care what your testimony is. Share with everybody. Share with your friends and family because it's inspiring and it helps people find out just exactly what we have. And so that kind of leads me in to what I wanted to share with you guys tonight as far as like a business topic goes, because we had this awesome testimony and how, you know, Elaine shared with her and she was like, oh yeah, I knew what plexus was, you know, I've been using it, but she obviously wasn't buying it from herself. And, you know, Elaine educated her, got her signed on and moving forward. But it all goes down to opening our mouth, right? Open, open, open. We've got to open our mouths. I'm sorry, what, Diana?
Amazingly, I should tell you that before Elaine presented me selling it, becoming ambassador, out of all the plexus women I'd met, nobody had thought to ask me to be an ambassador until Elaine. Nobody.
Isn't that
she
something?
Was the only one that asked.
Isn't that something?
And then she showed me her commission check.
Well, there you go. There you go. Elaine opened her mouth and shared about the business side, not just about the products. Open, 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 open. Okay, so whenever I find people that will come to me and say, I feel stuck, there are some questions that I'm going to ask them to say, okay, if you want momentum in your business, here's a few questions to ask yourself. What level are you at now? And answer it correctly. Answer it to yourself or answer it to your upline, whoever you want to answer these questions to. 2, where do you want to go? What level do you want to be? Or what income level do you want to be? And answer the question completely and totally honestly. 3rd question, what's holding you back from getting to where you want to be? And you have to dig deep to find that question. Is what holding me back not opening my mouth? Is what's holding me back fear of what other people think or might say? Is what holding me back excuses, negativity, a mindset, laziness? Where do all these come from? I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys right here. I know excuses. I've used them. I know fear. I face them and I've let them get in my way. I know laziness because I've had lazy days. I know fear of what other people think because I've been there. I worried myself sick with that in the beginning. One day you wake up and just say, I don't care about that stuff. I choose my dream. I choose my why over all of that stuff. Okay? So ask yourself those big questions. Where are you? Where do you want to be? And what is really, truly holding you back? Because the difference between somebody that's successful in this business and somebody who's not is the person that will push past those issues that are holding them back, face the fears that are holding them back, and put the action behind what you want. You hear me talk all the time. I'm real literal, but you guys have to understand this is simple. This business can be really hard if we make it really hard, or it can be really simple if we make it really simple. Ask yourself this other question. Dusty, I get on every training call. I listen to training videos all day long. I take notes. I've heard this one before from somebody when I asked them this question. Okay, what do you do? Listen to training videos. I take tons of notes. I never miss anything. I stay plugged in all the time. You should see these notebooks. They're just thick. I got 3 or 4 or 5 of them. Okay, you've got 3 or 4 or 5 thick notebooks. What'd you do with the information that you got? I didn't use it. They didn't use the information. They spend all their time writing it down. Now, that's good that they are investing in themselves. I'm not telling you to not invest in yourself and not educate yourself, but I'm telling you, once you learn about the topic that you just learned on, go out and use it. See if it works. It'll either work or it won't. Then you move to the next one and say, okay, this right here, I'm going to try it. Go out and physically try it. We have to put the action behind it. Tammy Elmore, I know it says I'm Tammy on the screen, but that's because I'm using Tammy's Zoom account. But she posted on here, how dare us not share plexus? We have something that could change lives. Yes, think about it that way. How dare somebody not have shared with Diana? They changed her life. How dare Tammy not share with me? She changed my life. How dare Kara's buddy not share with her? She changed her life. How dare Kara not share with Elaine? How dare Elaine not share with Diana? And they did, and they've changed people's lives in the process. So, guys, just take these hard questions and answer them for yourself tonight. And if you want to create momentum, you in your team and in your business, you have to create momentum for yourself. What are you doing now to help create momentum? Are you sharing on Facebook like we normally do? Are you sharing on Instagram? Are you utilizing hashtags? Are you, number one, most important, connecting with new people every day and constantly adding people to your friends list? Whenever I look at my personal business, I can open my day planner and I can see where my busy times are. And I say, okay, my month of January rocked. It looked amazing. And when I look at the month of January calendar, I can see I did something every day. I can see exactly what I did. Then say I get to February. And at the end of February, I'd say, man, my February just didn't go anywhere. I can open that day planner and go, well, shoot, I didn't do anything this week. I worked 2 or 3 days here. And then I took the next week off again. And then I worked another 2 or 3 days. Well, that's going to reflect in my business, right? We create our own momentum. I'm going to share one more thing with you before we get off the call here. And I'm going to kind of throw somebody under the bus here, but she's big enough girl to take it. I was talking to Kara the other day, and she is somebody that's always on top of the PV board. She is always on top of people that have sponsored ambassadors into the organization, okay? She's always got somebody, would be it 2 people, be it 5 people, and her PV is in the thousands, okay, guys, thousands. She had a rough few months, and I was talking to her, and I said, you know, her PV had still dropped, even though we'd all still kill to be where her PV was. I'll just tell you that right now. But it had definitely fallen from her normal thousands upon thousands of dollars. And so I said, okay, so what changed in those few months? And she said, I wasn't active. I wasn't reaching out like I was in the past. I wasn't connecting with people on social media because she lives on, guys, let me just say something. She lives on a ranch in northern New Mexico. She's not around people every day, so she does a lot of this on social media. So she has no excuses. She has made everything work for her being out in the middle of nowhere. But she was completely 100% honest with me when she said, hey, I just wasn't reaching out. I wasn't doing everything that I was doing the months, the years prior. I had some life happen. And guess what? Life does happen, okay? So, but she realized where her momentum was lost in her business. And guess what she did in January? She accepted absolutely 0 excuses. And I'm telling you right now, this woman had every reason in the world that I would have said, okay, if you didn't bust your butt in January, I get why. Because she had a laundry list of things happen to her in her life. But she accepted 0 excuses. And every day she reached out. Every day she followed up. Every day she did something that inspired her to keep herself moving forward. And I think that she was the top leaderboard in PV of the entire Freedom team for the month of January. And she sponsored in 4 ambassadors. And all it was her getting back to her daily working routine. And hold your fingers up, Kara, because I'm sure you'll probably be mad at me if I make you get on here and talk. How many hours a day do you think you spent working on that to get to the top of the board with everything? 2 hours a day.
2 to 3.
2 to 3 hours a day. There you go. She had that kind of time. So some of you are going to say, well, I don't have 2 to 3 hours a day. Okay, well, fine. What do you got? 15 minutes? You got an hour. Okay? Whatever's best for you. All right? But just get back into your daily habits. All right? And you will find yourself back in, like Kara, back to her thousands of dollars in PV and back to her continuous recruiting. And it's just simple daily work. She'll watch a training video and then she goes out and uses it. That's the secret. None of us are holding anything away from you guys. That is the secret. She watches a training video and she goes out and does the work. She puts the action behind it. So maybe those weren't life-altering tips, but honestly, best tips anyone, I think, can probably give you is to put the action behind it. And I mean, I'm just that literal and I talk about it a lot, but it's literally that simple to put the action behind what we're supposed to do. So let's see here. Like I said, utilize, you know, your friends list. Add people to it. How can you add people to your friends list? Join a group of interest. Get away from plexus all the time. If you're doing plexus all the time, all you're doing is connecting with other plexus people. You want to connect to people that are outside of plexus, right? So join other groups. Get on Instagram if you don't have an Instagram account. Start using those hashtags. Over the last month, I would say, I've really, really been utilizing the hashtags on Instagram, not just minimally. I put a ton of hashtags in my posts. You're welcome to go look at my account, go look at Kara's account. We put a ton of hashtags. Lots of other people on this team are rocking Instagram right now, but they're putting a ton of hashtags on there. I have gotten over 100 new followers just in the last couple weeks. Several leads of interest on there of people that I didn't even know, but people are finding me through these hashtags. So utilize the hashtags and ask people for referrals, all right? So it's all about opening your mouth and utilizing what you all already know how to do, guys. So just put the action behind what you truly want. Ask yourself those 3 tough questions that I asked you tonight. And we've kind of gone over on our time, so I want to let you guys get back to your families. It's most important for me to get you back to your families. Thank Diana again for sharing her very powerful story. I hope you've gotten some good things out of the call tonight, if nothing else but inspiration from Diana. So get out there, open your mouth, and change a life this week. So let me just pray over each of you before we go tonight. So Lord God, I just want to thank everybody that has jumped on this call tonight. I want to thank everybody that is watching this call later while the recording is up. I just want to praise you and thank you for giving us this amazing opportunity in this company and these products that we are changing lives every single day. We pray that we do this in the glory of you and in the changing of the lives and leading more people to you, giving them their life back and their energy back and continuing to spread the word. I pray blessings over everybody that's on this call and watching this call in their business, that the right people will come to them, and also that they will open their mouth and share this opportunity and share these products, and don't let fear hold them back. I pray that they choose themselves over their fears every single day. I pray that they choose to take the action and put behind the steps that we all already know how to do. So Lord, we just thank you and praise you. We thank you for this team. We thank you for the leaders on it. And we pray and thank you for all the people that have joined us in this journey. In your awesome name we pray. Amen. Thank you guys so much for being on here tonight. And thank you again, Diana.
Thank you guys.